If you blow dry your hair when it's already dry, you are literally inviting heat damage. And no, a $400 RevAir will absolutely not save you if your technique is sloppy. Blowouts are hydrogen bond engineering, and I'm going to show you exactly how I get a flawless, tension-free blowout with a $20 dryer while preserving my length. Hey C-Stars, what's good? It's your girl Zara, popularly and lovingly known as EfikZara, and of course I'm back with another video. Now, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Obviously, this is my hair after my premier blowout method, and yes, you do not need no $400 RevAir to get your hair really popping. My hair, I literally chopped it off in December 2024, about 4 or 5 inches. And it's already back and thriving. It's grown like twice that. So your girl is literally living her life. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right into this video. But of course, before we do, please be sure to thumbs up, let YouTube know that you enjoy this type of content. Please be sure to comment down below. Let me know if you enjoy this new format of video that I'm trying. Please be sure to share this with your friends and loved ones, especially those who be frying their hair and saying, I'm heat trained. And of course, last but never least, subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so you know every time I post a new video. And please, I beggeth of thee, watch the ads all the way through so I can keep these videos free and sustainable for you, bars. So let's get into the video. Now let's talk about what a blowout actually is, because a lot of people think it's just about straightening your hair. It's not. A blowout is hydrogen bond manipulation. Your hair is made of keratin, and within that keratin structure, you have different types of bonds holding everything together. The strong ones, like disulfide bonds, determine your natural curl pattern long term, but the temporary ones, the flexible ones, are hydrogen bonds. When your hair gets wet, water penetrates the cortex, the inner structure of the strand, and disrupts those hydrogen bonds. That's why your hair becomes more pliable, more elastic, easier to stretch. In simple terms, water makes your hair flexible. When you apply controlled heat, the water evaporates. As it evaporates, the hydrogen bonds reform, and they reform in whatever configuration the strand is being held in at that moment. That is a blowout. You are not permanently altering your curl pattern. You are temporarily resetting hydrogen bonds through controlled evaporation. And this is why I'm very particular about moisture. If you blow dry hair that is already dry, you are not efficiently reshaping hydrogen bonds. You're applying high temperatures to keratin that no longer has that water buffer inside the cortex. That increases the risk of thermal stress, meaning excess strain from heat, cuticle disruption, meaning your outer layer lifting and roughening, and cumulative damage, which is what we casually call heat damage. So now that you understand what a blowout actually is, this is the strategic part. I keep my hair under a processing cap so the hydration level stays consistent across every section. With hair as dense as mine, if one section starts drying faster than another, you lose uniformity. And once you lose uniformity, you lose control of how evenly that section will stretch. I don't want random dry patches. I don't want some strands swelling and others shrinking. I want every section starting from the same baseline. That way, when I introduce heat, I'm working with predictability, not guessing. Now, before I ever introduce heat, the strand has already been prepared very intentionally. I detangle in sections using my flaxseed jelly. Yes, jelly. The flaxseed provides slip. Slip reduces mechanical friction, which means I'm not creating breakage while detangling. After detangling, I apply a water-based leave-in from my recipe Bible. If you want the exact formulation, it's linked in the cards in the top right corner. Open that in a new tab and come right back. The leave-in supports internal hydration and flexibility. I want the strand lubricated and pliable before I ever apply heat. Immediately after the leave-in, I apply my silicone-based heat protectant. Yes, I layer it directly over the leave-in. And no, that does not interfere with how the heat protectant works. When I brush the section through, both products distribute evenly. The silicone still forms a thin, continuous film over the outer surface of the strand. Silicones are thermally stable polymers. In simple terms, they can tolerate high temperatures without breaking down immediately. They form a lightweight coating over the cuticle, and that coating helps distribute heat more evenly across the strand. Even heat distribution means fewer hot spots, and fewer hot spots means less uneven damage. Silicones also reduce friction, so when I use tension or a comb attachment later, the strand glides more easily instead of catching and tearing while it's warm. After brushing the products through, I twist the section back up. That ensures uniform distribution and keeps everything controlled until I'm ready to apply heat. So by the time the dryer touches my hair, the strand is hydrated, evenly coated, detangled, and protected. Now we can actually talk about how I apply heat. Now we're introducing heat, and this is where most people lose control. I work in small sections, especially because my hair is extremely dense. Heat moves through the hair by convection, meaning moving hot air. It hits the surface first. If the section is too large, the outer fibers dry quickly, while the inner fibers remain damp. When that happens, you think you're done, but the core is still holding moisture, so you go back in. And every time you go back in, you're stacking heat. Heat damage is cumulative. It rarely happens in one pass. It happens in repeated exposure. Be honest with yourself for a second. Have you been going back over the same section 3, 4, or 5 times because you rushed the first pass? Have you been blow drying hair that was already mostly dry? Or are you actually working in controlled small sections? Tell me in the comments. I want to see where you fall and I want to interact with you all. Now I start with the tension method before using a comb attachment. The tension method elongates the strand while removing bulk moisture without aggressive mechanical stress. In simple terms, I'm stretching gently while the water evaporates instead of dragging a comb through hair that's still saturated and vulnerable. I only introduce the comb when the section is mostly dry. Hair is more elastic and more fragile when it's wet and warm. If you combine mechanical stress with thermal stress too early, you increase breakage. That's how people snap off their ends. I use brief high heat rather than dragging medium heat for an extended period. Thermal damage is influenced by both temperature and exposure time. A short, controlled burst that evaporates water efficiently can be less stressful than keeping the strand warm for too long. It's not just how hot it is, it's how long your hair stays hot. Keratin, the protein that makes up your hair, begins to denature, meaning its structure starts to break down at temperatures around 155 to 160 degrees Celsius, which is roughly 311 to 320 degrees Fahrenheit. If your hair is repeatedly exposed to high heat, especially without moisture inside the strand, you move closer to that structural breakdown threshold. And once keratin structure starts breaking down, that's real heat damage, not just dryness, structural compromise. This is why I focus on efficiency, rapid evaporation, minimal passes, controlled exposure. After the section is fully dry, I finish with a cool shot. Cooling allows the structure to settle without continuing to expose the strand to elevated temperatures. I'm locking in the stretch without continuing to cook the strand. Now, once the section is fully cooled, this is where most people undo their own work. A blowout increases strand mobility. The hair is stretched, smoother, lighter. Increased mobility increases friction. Friction is what thins your ends. So, I apply my Chebe oil strictly to the lengths, not the scalp, the lengths. Chebe is not a growth herb, it is a retention herb. When I cut off 4 to 5 inches, it wasn't because my hair couldn't grow, it was because my ends were structurally compromised. Length without density is vanity. What brought me back wasn't random oiling, it was a disciplined Chebe protocol. My Enchanted Chebe Remedies guide is linked in the cards in the top right corner if you want the full breakdown. You can open that up and save it for later. My Enchanted Chebe Remedies system rebuilt my retention from the bottom up, reinforced strands, reduced friction between fibers, protected the oldest hair on my head. After the oil, I seal my ends with my Chebe pomade. Ends are the most weathered part of your hair. If you don't fortify them, you will repeatedly cut away progress and call it slow growth. My hair did not suddenly start growing faster. I stopped bleeding length. If you want a full breakdown of my Enchanted Chebe Remedies retention protocol, drop some money emojis down below and I'll know exactly what to film next. Now, while Chebe protects what you've already grown, the scalp determines what you produce. Hair growth is follicular biology. If the follicle environment is inflamed, congested, or understimulated, strand quality declines before it even emerges. This is where my 22 herb growth oil shifted everything for me. Not a DIY blend, not a trendy mix. A concentrated, luxury botanical complex engineered specifically for follicular stimulation and scalp optimization. If you want access to the limited release 22 herb growth oil I personally use, it's linked in the cards in the top right corner. Click that, secure yours, and then keep watching. It completely shifted my scalp environment. Circulation improved, Inflammation reduced, density returned in areas that had stalled for years. My edges filled back in, my crown regained fullness. Areas that were thinning stabilized and thickened. That wasn't accidental. It was structured stimulation paired with retention discipline. When I combined intentional scalp massage with my Chebe length retention protocol, my results accelerated. I began seeing in 3 months what used to take 6. Not because I discovered something mystical, but because I stopped working against my own biology and started supporting it correctly. Most people chase growth with no retention system, or they protect length with no scalp stimulation. That's why they plateau. I built alignment, retention on the lengths, stimulation at the scalp, protection during heat. That alignment shifts outcomes. And if you want a dedicated scalp massage breakdown and follicle stimulation tutorial, drop some green emojis in the comments so I know you're ready to go deeper. So y'all, if you haven't already, be sure especially to get my oil. It's my pride and joy, and it's the thing that I've used to finally regrow my hair. Between this blowout video and this clip you're seeing, there are only about 2 months. Can you imagine? Like literally, my hair has grown that much in such a short amount of time. So y'all, run, don't walk, get it while it lasts, because this is the only time I'll be providing it before we actually decide what we're doing with the brand. Wink, wink. I know I'm bad at winking, don't judge me. But anyway, that digression aside, let's get back into the rest of the video. And look, I know some of you are like, girl, there's a lot of commitment. So if you're not ready to implement the full protocol yet, my Clove Miracle Elixir is available for just $5. That's also linked in the cards in the top right corner if you want to start there. It's a focused, potent starting point for strengthening your scalp routine without overhauling everything at once. Start with structure and then build. You'll thank yourself in a year. Now let's lock this in. Blow dry damp, never dry. Heat is cumulative. Retention and production must work together. And if you've made it this far, drop some blue emojis in the comments so I know you're serious about structure. Everything I use is linked below, and my digital products that will help you finally see the results you've been craving are linked below and in the top right corner. Thank you all so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next video, and I'll talk to you later. Ta-ta for now.